I'm looking at his notes here,
Okay.
and he says,
It says go
"Go
fuck
fuck
yourself.
yourself."
When I have ideas, I just write them down.
Arguably, that was the best idea you've ever had.
This is fucking Friday. I'm the J-Type.
I am your Miss Parker.
This is Nothing Yet Live. Internet backs a teenager putting over 100 cockroaches in his parents' bed.
This is from Newsweek's Culture section, and it deals with parenting and teenagers and family and
I love how they have
childcare.
a video of
Cockroaches.
the cockroach karate kicks a wasp to avoid becoming brainless zombies.
I told you zombies were real in insects. It's only a matter of time. The zombie insects
Rebellion.
bite each other and they become zombies. It happens with bees. It happens
I don't
with
think
ants,
that's
and
how it
apparently, it happens
So you're
with
saying
cockroaches.
zombie cockroaches are going to be in the parents' bed and turn their parents into zombies. Nope, the internet already did that. Go.
Well, the cockroaches are dead.
What's a plaudits? Is that like
Plaudits. I
applause?
think it's
Is that
like
applause?
applause. I think it's applause on Reddit.
Applaud.
It's from Reddit,
Okay.
so it's plaudits.
She got plaudits online after dumping a collection of over 100 cockroaches.
In her parents' bed.
So awesome.
The 16-year-old's actions may have initially appeared extreme to an outside observer, but as she explains in a post shared to Reddit's Am I the Asshole subreddit, they represent a last resort after a prolonged period of personal torment. According to the post, the problems began a while back. I started having asthma symptoms a couple of years ago, but only when I was trying to sleep. I would be unable to breathe, she wrote. I've been brought to all sorts of specialists and put on various allergy drugs because the best they could tell us was that it must be an allergy. Around the same time, she said she also began seeing an occasional cockroach in her room. She initially thought little of it. However, she then noticed the air coming from the vents in her room had started smelling musty.
Yummy cockroach poop smell.
And she began seeing more and more cockroaches.
Raining cockroaches. Cockroach storm.
Cockroach.
Cock storm.
Yeah, they're not seasonal like locusts.
Cocknado.
Since then, she said she estimates seeing between anywhere from up to 20 cockroaches a day in her room. Yet when she told her parents about the issue, they apparently accused her of being dramatic and refused to call out an exterminator to deal with the problem, even though she suspects that their presence is linked to her ongoing respiratory problems. I'm going to go out on a limb and suggest that this child is like a second or third born. Because if this were their only child, then the parents would be all over it. Just a guess.
I don't know.
The young teen paints a disturbing portrait of her life living alongside these insects. I can hear them crawling in the walls of my room, she said. They're in my bed. I feel them crawl on me while I'm trying to sleep.
Hello. Hello, little girl.
That's so cute. She said she tried.
Thanks for the pamper.
She tried to once again alert her parents to the situation. So cute. By taking a photo of everyone I killed.
She's covering up her psychosis.
And sending it to them, but they got angry and castigated her for bothering them at work.
Yep.
So she was taking photos to prove she wasn't crazy.
Right. Well, here we go.
That she wasn't hallucinating.
Desperate times.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Call for desperate measures.
Over this past week, I've been keeping the dead ones in bags marked with the date and then the number of cockroaches, she explained. There were 118 of them over 7 days. I dumped all the little bags on my parents' bed. She said her parents have been left livid by her actions. She kept them in the bags.
I know.
She could have opened the bags.
I thought that she had like captured hundreds of live cockroaches.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
Yeah.
Way to bummer the story out, kiddo.
Well,
that story had so much potential.
Well, it makes her seem more reasonable. That's the thing
Yeah,
is
yeah. I'm on her side now.
totally. While they
She
agreed
could have
to
just left a trail of them.
while they have agreed to lay some traps in her room since the incident, the teen said she has been grounded as a result, with her parents expressing disappointment at her for overreacting to the issue.
Well, she tried to act, and then she acted some more, and then she acted out. This is why if you don't let your kids jerk off, they will burn your house down
Or they will put cockroaches in your bed.
if you're lucky.
Well, I would have called Child Protective Services. She's having
That would be extreme.
well, but she's having asthma.
What do you guys think up there? I think I'm gonna go with not at all extreme.
She's not the asshole.
If she put
That's
them
the
all in
point.
little poop bags or little Christmas bags, which would be cool, with little bows on them.
Oh yeah.
With the number of dead.
I was thinking she
Should have waited till Christmas and thrown them in the stockings.
she should have put them in their food.
Oh no! See, it's like you guys like.
I
You
often
guys
got
think
accused.
I'm the dangerous one.
I was accused of being overly dramatic as a child, and that's probably why, because I would go to the extreme.
Yeah, apparently. already like already decided that what she did was not exactly extreme, but
I remember folding clothes in my parents' room. I had a laundry basket and I was folding clothes and
putting poop in them or something.
I picked up a pair of my mother's big granny panties and a spider fell out. And it just startled me and I dropped it and I screamed. And that's when I first learned the term prima donna.
I would have been like, "Damn, mom ain't getting much sleep. There's literal cockroaches."
No, it was a
I just
spider.
literal-
Cobwebs.
Little cobwebs.
Oh, God.
in that.
But my father called me a prima donna. I'm like, what is a prima donna? And he said it's the female lead in an opera. And I'm
You're
like,
like, that's not bad. Okay,
oh, okay, I get it now.
the rich one.
Mari Toujours urged the teen to tell a teacher and show them the photos so they can call DCF, Department of Children and
See, that's too
Families.
extreme.
That'll surely make your parents take some action. It might have been too extreme back in our day, but these days, having your kids living in squalor is
Well, I
considered.
mean, are they living in squalor?
Well, I don't know about squalor, but it's certainly unsanitary conditions that are a threat to her health.
Cockroaches can be harmful for your health, so don't eat them.
They're especially bad for asthma. You don't want to get sick just because of your parents' refusal to get an exterminator. Asthma can kill you.
Your mom needs an exterminator.
My mom's dead.
No, not your mom.
Oh, right. Dr.
That's why
Boomkin.
the dad won't get. The dad won't hire the exterminator.
Dad needs an exterminator.
Oh,
Dr. Boomkin slammed the girl's parents over their lack of response. Having cockroaches crawl all over a child at night and the parents doing nothing about it is a clear sign of child neglect and endangerment, they
And that's over
commented.
the top.
This isn't some minor issue, it's very serious. That child needs to come live in my house where there is no
Mhm.
child endangerment happening.
Have them cleaned and brought to me. Laura Lynn, meanwhile, expressed sympathy that the teenager has to endure something that sounds absolutely horrible. I'm feeling sick to my stomach just reading this post. They commented, "Sorry you had to go through that." Oh my God.
Elsewhere, Fantastice Love 6080 noted that the sad part was that ultimately for every cockroach she does see, there's a dozen you
There you
don't.
go.
That's what I was
There's
thinking.
some nightmare fuel for you, little lady.
They clearly
Don't
already
sweat it. There's 10 times more.
have a serious infestation that won't be easy to get rid of, they warned. It's only a matter of time before they are in your food, alive and dead.
Yummy.
Now, I think the real issue
Lots of
is
protein.
their shit.
Oh, right.
That's what causes the allergic reaction, I
Oh,
think,
yeah.
is when you're inhaling their feces.
Cockroach poo.
Yeah.
You don't want to be breathing in a lot of poo.
Okay, according to the American Lung Association, cockroach allergens behave like dust mite allergens and stick to heavier particles that quickly settle. That would be shit. These allergens do not remain airborne for long, they add. Activities like vacuuming may stir up
There you go.
allergens that have settled in dust or fabrics. They say the most common way in which cockroach allergen is inhaled is through the breathing in of dust or allergens collected in pillows, bedding, or other dust trapping fabrics.
Yeah. That's why you got to get yourself a Lindell pillow.
Yeah. And give your girlfriend a Lindell.
That's it.
UrbanDictionary.com/Lindell.
The issue of the tissue of cockroach allergens is a particular concern when it comes to young children. So they're just saying, look, cockroach poo, inhaling any animal poo is probably bad for you. I agree that what the girl did was fine. She made a point. She didn't, like, when if I would have just heard the headline, kid dumps 100 cockroaches on the parent's bed, I'm thinking they're sleeping. It's the middle of the night. She's got this like comically large bucket of cockroaches wiggling around in it.
Oh, remember
That's
that?
what I was
Remember
thinking.
that creep show?
That would have been fucking extreme.
Remember
Yeah.
creep show? That's what I'm thinking.
That would have been fucking extreme. But just putting them all in individual poop bags with numbers of the dead on them.
Yeah, that's almost anal. I mean, it's like she was a fastidious teen.
She's just hitting them with shoe. 1, 2. Seems like a fun game. Whack a roach.
I worked in a bookstore between college semesters once, and I worked there 1 year, and there was a cockroach infestation in the cash register. So we got some of those roach motels, and I put one inside the cash register and closed it. And I came back the next day, and there was a cockroach in there going, trying to unstick himself. And so I closed the lid. And then a year later, the following summer, I came back and I opened it, and that cockroach was still standing up, but dead.
Dedication.
Yeah, there was a big one and then a teeny tiny baby one. They were both stuck.
I don't feel sad about that.
You don't?
No.
No, I don't either. It was fascinating.
That's all you need. You just lay out, I guess, a piece of cardboard with some glue on it.
Mm-hmm.
Done and done.
Yep.
And then you could really count them. The artwork. Bug art. That's our next art segment.
And then when they poop, they make their own art. So it's art, an art installation within an art installation.
I like my ideas.
I like my ideas. I spawn ideas off of your ideas. That's why it works. So that's that story.
I don't think she did anything wrong in my mind.
I don't either. I agree. She's not the asshole.
Speaking of not inhaling poop or playing with poop, also chocolate art yesterday. Check it out.
Yeah, we're still continuing on that theme.
Also Florida.
Oh.
We're gonna. What?
Da 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 da.
Oh, is that how it works? That doesn't sound at all like it.
No, it doesn't. I'm waiting for the drums. I'm waiting for the drum line.
I don't know where I put it. There it is.
I need to be more on the ball.
Yeah. Go to Florida Man.
You know, it's going to be a sad day when men become completely obsolete and women kill them all off, and then we don't have any more Florida men.
I love what this story entails, too.
Then what are we going to do when there's no more Florida men?
The story reminds me of a time that Dave was getting sentenced or whatever.
Oh, I know this story. Yeah.
It's called The Box.
Yes, tell the box story, and then we'll get into this.
Story. But so I'm sitting there, and I'm waiting to see what's going to happen. Most likely, he's going to go to jail. Sure enough, the judge is like, gives him 28 days in jail, which is like the max he could give him.
For what? What was his offense?
DUI, of course.
Oh, okay.
It was like his 14th DUI, but apparently, if you're from Canada, DUIs don't apply to you.
Wow.
But anyway, so he got 28 days in jail, and he stood up and he goes, "That's fine, Your Honor, but where's the box?" And the judge goes, "What box, Mr. Hanson?" And Dave goes, "The box I'm going to be standing on while you're sucking my dick." I just went.
But wasn't the catch that he had already banged the gavel, so he couldn't hold him in contempt?
I don't know. He didn't hold him in contempt, or he just was like pissed off and just got rid or whatever. But it was like he kind of had given him the max for what he could give him. So I think he just, I don't know. It was pretty funny. Courtroom laughed. I laughed. Then I laughed with my face in my hand and went, "Shit! I need somebody to work. I needed a temporary partner now."
Oh, right. He was your business partner. Oh my
I was like,
God.
fuck, I can't do all this work by it. And I had all this work. I was like, God damn it.
Wasn't he going to move back to
He
Canada?
got a DUI for going up to do community service for his other DUI.
Oh my
by the way,
God.
so.
Oh.
That's a real Canadian man.
If you were a real Canadian man, he would have said, "Oh, sorry,
Sorry. Yeah, he beat the crap out of 5 cops.
sorry, suck my dick, sorry."
He was not the sorry.
He
was not.
beat up
5
5
cops.
cops. He got DUIs. He beat up 5 cops, and he told a judge to suck his dick. And he's Canadian.
That's Dave. Dude, he is not your apologetic Canadian. Lunatic, mad, crazy alcoholic. Fun guy. Real Florida man from Canada.
I wish I could have met
Believed
that
in
guy.
aliens, believed he knew where all the gold was buried. That's quite the character, but carpenter extraordinary. Tell me everything I know about carpentry. Anyway, Florida man, by way of Canada man.
Yes.
Pulls a fucking Dave. Pulls a Canada Dave in Florida.
Oh, I think what Dave did was a little more highbrow than what Florida man did.
Yeah.
There's something about that southern tropical heat that just brings out the beast. I should preface this by saying, because this was in a courtroom, I have to assume that the man was fully clothed, but based on his behavior, I have to wonder if maybe he was partly naked. Okay, so Florida man throws feces at judge during trial, gets acquitted. If they throw shit, you must acquit.
Is that it? Did you wait up?
A Florida man was charged
That's
with...
pretty good. You just made that joke up.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
That's right there. A Florida man who was charged with burglary flung his feces. Oh, the flung has is a link.
Oh yeah.
Flung his feces and missed at the judge during his trial. Oh my God. So he has bad aim. Oh, 33-year-old DeLorean's Philidor was wheelchair bound, sitting next
Dorleans Philidor.
to Dorleans Philidor.
That's a name.
He was sitting next to Miami-Dade Circuit Judge Lisa Walsh. Officials say he tried to throw his own fecal matter at her, but missed. Witnesses say the Florida man yelled, "It's protein! It's good for you!" So my question is, he's in a wheelchair. Presumably, he's not naked in the courtroom. So how did he get access to said weapon?
Well, he's in a wheelchair. I mean, he reaches down and into his depends, where he's got one on deck.
Okay. Go
Fire.
on.
Fires it off into his hand. Slides.
But
it
he's
out and
he's got his full weight in the. I mean, maybe he
maybe
has.
just lean forward a little bit. Who knows?
You sound like you know about this sort of thing.
I don't know about flinging shit from a wheelchair in a courtroom. No, I don't know anything about that.
No, that's oddly specific. Huh?
Although the shit I've seen in court.
That's true.
Oh my God. Corrections. Officers were quick to respond and the trial was relocated while the courtroom was sanitized. Philidor was then acquitted of the burglary charge by jurors. He still faces other trial for grand theft auto. How did he drive if he's in a wheelchair with no legs? Maybe he has legs. He can use them.
Some people in a wheelchair in wheelchairs can drive. They just have hand controls instead of foot controls.
But then in Grand Theft Auto, he stole a car that he found the only. They're just like, look for a car that can only be driven by a crippled person.
Hey, he was able to harvest his own feces and fling them at the judge. I think this guy has some skills.
He does. I've seen apes do that at a zoo.
But were they in a wheelchair? Were they clothed?
Hey, Florida man. If anything, he's resourceful.
That's what I'm saying. We
find
have a resourceful Florida man.
I'm telling you, he might have been wearing a Depends. Just
Yeah,
propped
I
on.
don't. But if he's wearing a diaper, if he's wearing, I would think it would be more.
You'd
difficult.
hope it'd be a nice solid chunk too, to come at you in one piece, as
But if
opposed to a spray.
right.
You wouldn't want this.
Well, they say he missed, so I'm guessing it was a solid chunk that was just not
high protein
Artful.
diet.
Yeah. Not artfully flung.
The Burger King diet. What else you got? to
It's
say?
a little less funny knowing that the judge was a woman. Why is that? It would have been more funny if it was like an old man. I don't know.
Why do Canadians say sorry a lot?
Unless your name's Dave.
Dave. Then he got a green card, or then he became a citizen. I don't know how the fuck he pulled that off.
He became a citizen after that?
Yeah.
I thought you said he went back to Canada.
No, I mean, no. He's. I think it was like he kicked the shit out of these 5 cops, and then this was in Washington State, and he.
Were their heads detached from their chins? Like, hi,
sometimes you would think that.
Philip, I have to fart.
I showed him that South Park movie, and he fucking lost. He was like, "Fuck you guys." He
You
goes
are
up
so racist.
He goes up.
You're
in-
being very
He
racist.
goes up in Canada. We're at the border with our rifles all pointed at you guys. He was kind of nutty.
The
just
one
to say it a
time
little
that
bit.
I
He
drove,
beat the crap out of these cops, led them on a high-speed chase, and managed to make it back to Canada. And then he circled around and came back into the United States.
but they caught him. Apparently, because he was in court, right? Or
They caught him. That was a different time.
so he never had to pay for the beating
Mm.
of the cops. The one time I drove over the border into Canada, the border patrol was this hot looking dude.
You were
And
like, she was like, "You want a cavity search me? You sure?"
like, can you look in my trunk? He was just stood there. He stood back, he had sunglasses on. He's looking at me and he goes, "So what you doing up in Canada?" And I'm like, we're on our honeymoon. We're heading to Vancouver. He's like, "How long are you gonna be there?" 7 days. All right. So I'm like, wow, okay. That guy was anal. But on the way back, coming back into the US, there was this massive line of cars. We missed our plane. We were supposed to drive over the border and then fly out of Seattle. We missed our plane because the line was so long. And then this was even pre 9/11. These assholes wanted to look in our trunk. The Canadians didn't care. The Canadians just let us through. I mean, just a few questions. It was like cursory questions. But the Americans, oh my God, we were citizens. They
They're
held
looking
us
for
up.
drugs.
I think they were looking for weapons.
That too. There's a big weapons trade that goes on. I know these Korean guys, and I guess a lot of Koreans live in Alaska and all down the coast.
Did not know that.
Yeah, there's big populations of them in like Oregon, all the way to Alaska. And apparently everybody in Alaska owns guns.
That makes sense. Bears and
So,
whatnot.
so gun theft is like a huge deal there. So these guys would be buying these guns up, stolen weapons in Alaska, and bringing them down to the United States.
Through Canada.
I always thought, why can't you just take a boat? But I guess if you're running guns big time. I don't know. Anyway, I met a lot of Korean dudes named Joseph. Like, yeah, dude, your name isn't Joseph. You're just making it easy for me.
Your name is
It's probably something even
Kwon
cooler.
Ninju.
Yeah, probably cooler than Joseph.
yeah, they do their
They
last
all
name
just-
first.
They all just were like, this is George, this is Joe, this is, It's like, whatever.
And
It
they
makes
all had
sense.
guns.
They all had
Guns, raining guns.
They did have guns. But I had guns.
You have
It was
guns.
funny. We were sitting there, and, we were smoking some weed, and the guy's like, "What do you know? You know anything about guns?" And I'm like, and he had a gun, and he goes, "You know anything about guns?" And I was just like, "Well, just this one, I was like, got
Was this when you were in Washington?
Oregon,
Okay, so you've lived in Portland and
Spokane, Colorado Springs,
and Colorado Springs.
and then all over the place in California. Colorado, oh, so nice. Colorado Springs was one of the best kept secrets. It's going to be interesting. I'm going back to Colorado in years.
That's right.
It's been like
Yeah,
5 years.
It's been a while.
So, and I get to see Jackson, Tyne, and Tammy Tyne.
Out in Delta, Colorado,
Out to Colorado.
making that lube.
To see what the climate change is doing to their shit. Because apparently it's cold as fuck where they are.
I've been looking at the Telluride temperatures. It's like 9 degrees today.
Yeah, 9 whole degrees. Great. Better fucking snow. That's all I
Oh,
want.
it'll snow. Yeah,
Better snow.
you don't have to worry about that. You'll get snow.
Anything else you want to say? It's Friday. Yay.
It's Friday. I'm folding up. I'm like the
Caffeine's wearing off.
caffeine's wearing off, and I'm like the Venus flytrap that's closing up. It's like I got my fly, and I'm gonna go digest it now.
And by fly, she means donut.
My
I was like,
Doritos.
dollars to donuts, or dollars for donuts, or $1 for donuts. I'm going to look that up.
I thought it was dollars to donuts.
Some of these, yeah, I've heard it said all kinds of ways, but it seems more like I'll bet you $1 for donuts.
That's
Like
probably
back in the day, maybe a dozen donuts was $1.
Yeah, a lot of these phrases have evolved and don't make any sense. Like when they say, what do they say?
I don't know. They say it however they say it when they spray in it.
Yeah, and I just
What you-
sprayed it.
So who you played it with? Huh?
For all intensive purposes.
For all intents and purposes.
Yeah, but people say for all intensive purposes. And you know what has been said about me? She's always calm, cool, and collective. That's like, no, collective is a noun. You can't be collective. You are a collective.
There's a whole interesting thing that I was gonna go over, like going down rabbit hole. Like, okay, so like dead metaphors, and like words, like dead metaphors are like, something that might have been said commonly 100 years ago, but it was said
Beating a dead horse. I heard that one today.
Well, I mean, that's still pretty much common in the lexicon, but there's a lot of stuff. So a lot of these things are like, we talk about language as a living thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can occupy or space, try to take space away from time. It's always like, so it's always like occupy time. Well, you don't occupy time, you occupy a space for an amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just all these like, how do you separate the two, space from time? Like you can't.
Mm-hmm.
So when you translate that into words, like we're killing time, we're wasting time,
you can't really waste time because you're not controlling it. It just is.
But we give it all this like this sort of life. So I don't know. Anyway, it was just a thought experiment that I was falling down, and it came to these words where it was like dead metaphors is what I was talking about. So I'm gonna do a little more research about dead metaphors.
So when you say dead, you mean
Like they're just not
obsolete?
we don't use them anymore because they wouldn't apply.
I'd be curious to see what you come up with.
Yeah.
Because I think all of my metaphors are very much alive.
Yeah. Are they?
Yeah.
They're just words though.
They are.
How can they live?
I make them live.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I give life to all kinds of things. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Now there's a metaphor.
There you go. Anything else? I can't think of anything else.
I can't think of anything else.
I'm running out of steam.
Hey, I'm a closed Venus
I'm
flytrap.
running on empty.
I'm already digesting.
All right. On that note,
Hallelujah, hallelujah,
fucking Friday.
hallelujah.
One more
The-
show. For
The
end of year.
last Fuck It Friday of 2021.
Spend some time on Dick of the Week.
that's the end.
And if you don't know,
You don't know? I am Jay Tyler.
I am your Ms. Parker.
This is Nothing Yet Live.
Have a good weekend.
Yeah, you did, didn't you? Have a good weekend.
Fuck you.
That too.
now you know.